Hello guys, welcome to the Matrix Lab. First of all, thank you so much for the incredible response to my last video on how to download Endnote. Without wasting any time, let's get into the topic. Today's video talks about how to use Endnote. We will cover how to set up your reference library, grab citations directly from Google Scholar, and automatically build your bibliography in Microsoft Word while you write. So if you want to stop formatting references by hand, stick around. So our first step is creating your first library. I'm opening the Endnote, clicking one. Now you will see a tab like this. You just need to click on create a new library and just choose a location where you want to insert your library. I suggest you insert the library in the same location where you insert your research document. Now just name the library. For convenience, I am naming it DT and I am saving in desktop. Since DT, okay. Now once your library is created, it will look like this. So there is a blank canvas. So there in this portion, all your references will be stored. All the references that you download from Google Scholar will be stored here. So what is a reference library? So a reference library is basically a cabinet of all your research papers. So all the references that you downloaded will be displayed here. What I suggest is try to avoid saving your active Endnote library directly into cloud folders like Dropbox, as it can sometimes corrupt the database files over time. Keep it on your local drive or desktop like we did. Now, since you created your library, what we are going to do is we are going to import the references. Now that our library is ready, let's populate it. You could type out references detail manually by adding here, but it is just a foolish job. So how can we smartly download the references is just go to Google Scholar and just type anything. Like for convenience, I am typing inflation and unemployment in Google Scholar, and suppose I want to cite this article. Now I am clicking here in cite. Now as I am using Endnote, I am clicking the Endnote here. Now this will download. This will download. Now you can find this generally in downloads. So I am going into downloads. I am opening this. You just need to simply double click it. See, if you double click it, it will automatically be loaded in your library. Now, given I want to cite this reference paper, suppose I am writing inflation and unemployment are inversely related, and suppose I want to cite this, I am just going in Endnote 20 here. I am clicking insert citation and just Friedman, I am clicking enter. Now the citation just after the text is called in-text citation, and the citation above is called the main citation. You can just name it references, and you can put it in the last of your research paper. It's generally put it in the last of your research paper. Now citation can be inserted in two ways. The first is this after the sentence, and the second you can also insert the citation before the sentence, such as I'm inserting the same citation for the reference. For that you just need to go and insert your down arrow and click on insert and display as author here. I'm clicking. Now you can write it. Friedman studies that inflation and unemployment are inversely related or whatever. So you can write like this. So in this way you can cite the article. Now the next step we are talking about is organizing with groups. So it is optional step, but it is useful when you end up with hundreds of research papers. So to keep your sanity, you can also use groups. So for using groups, just go to the Endnote, and what you need to do is just, you can see the group tab in the top. You can just create a group. Now you can name the group. For example, I will name it literature review. Now if you click on it, now what you can do is you can insert the citation in this literature review. What it will do is, in your research article, in suppose this document is a research article and there is a section called literature review. Now all the references inside the literature review will be displayed in the group called literature review. So this will be beneficial if there are hundreds of research papers, but it is optional. Now given this, we have already talked about how can you cite while you write in MS Word by simply going on Endnote 20. Yeah, so by simply going on Endnote 20, pressing your cursor right where you want the citation to go to the Endnote tab word and click insert citation, as we just done in previous step. Now if your professor thinks their mind, and if the professor changes their minds and wants APS 7th instead of Harvard style, you don't need to rewrite anything. So just go to the style drop down menu here, and you can choose the citation what your professor or what your university have suggested. For example, now it is automatically set to APS 7th. Now I can just change to Vancouver, or now look, if I change to Vancouver, the citation are automatically updated, and so does the main citation. This is all about Endnote, guys. There is nothing much about Endnote. These all tools are not of our use. All tools are not of our use. Just the tools that I talked about are the tools which are used mainly. And I will also like to share some bonus tips on writing a research paper. Now before we wrap up, I have a massive bonus tip for you. Using Endnote saves your time on formatting, but how do you save time actually finding the best research papers? If you are still just scrolling through the endless pages of Google Scholar keywords, you are doing it the hard way. Though that is the legal, that is the ethical way, that is the hard way. So the absolute most efficient way to rebuild your literature review right now is to use AI-driven resource discovery tools. So I will just suggest you 3 tools that I often use in my research papers. So the first tool that I am talking about is Consensus AI. So Consensus AI is a very impactful tool in the research. I am just opening it and showing to you. Maybe it requires sign in, or I have already signed in, I don't remember. So I have already signed in. Now what you can do is Consensus AI. So if you have a specific question like, does inflation directly impact stock market returns? Type it into the Consensus. So instead of just giving you list of titles, it analyzes peer-reviewed papers and gives you a consensus meter, showing you exactly what percentage of scientists agree or disagree. Let's see. For example, we are searching, does inflation directly impact stock market returns? Now I am just asking it. Now the result is very breathtaking. Look what it says. Inflation effects on stock market returns and equity valuation are agreed by 1.3 million research papers, and direct impact of inflation on stock returns is empirically proved by 3.2 million research. So it means there are numerous research which have also proved there is indirect impact of inflation on stock markets. So now you can just see the metrics. It says, to our research question, 95% have said yes and 5% have said no. Now if some research paper have mixed view, it also shows. And if some research papers is not claiming but is referring to some possibility, it also shows. And the additional benefit is you can find all the research papers here. So you just need you just don't need to go to the Google Scholar, type inflation and stock returns, go to multiples of tabs and search for the best article. You can just go to consensus AI, type what you want to search, you can get multiple of research article along with metrics. So this is one AI that I suggest to use. And another AI that I suggest is Research Rabbit. So Research Rabbit is for a professional researcher. So for a beginner, I don't think Research Rabbit is of that use. I will just say what the Research Rabbit does. So it is basically for literature review. So you can also see faster literature review at the site names. So this is like a Spotify for research papers. So you just give one fundamental paper you love, and it maps out a visual network of every related study, who cited it, and what papers you missed. For example, in Google Scholar, I am taking that Milton Friedman and that the article we took in the beginning, and if I attach this article in the Research Rabbit, it will just show all the related articles to the topic, and it will also see who cited what research paper cited this Friedman article and etc. So these two are the main AI that I suggest to use. The Research Rabbit is optional, and I also often use a very simple tool called as ChatGPT Reference Finder. It is also very easy and convenient to use, but from this tool you need to double verify if the references given are true or not. For example, I am writing a sentences. For example, just let's copy these sentences. Inflation and unemployment are inversely related. I want to find all the articles which say that they are inversely related. I am pasting here, I am sending here. Let's see what it gives us. Basically what it does is, so in this tab you can just you can just paste first what I copied. If you send it, it will send all the articles where this sentence are supported or somehow supported. Totally not supported, but somehow supported. It will show the sentences, but the references this tool will provide, you should double verify it in the Google Scholar. So I will just show you practically here. I don't know why it's taking time to load. It normally doesn't take time. Okay. So I am just putting here, I am inserting this. Now it will display me with articles supporting. Look. So it displays the article. For example, the relationship between inflation rate and unemployment rate is inverse. This article, suppose now it is giving us the citation tool. This citation need to be double checked. The consensus and Research Rabbit are somewhat, they are trustable, but ChatGPT isn't much trustable. So you just need to copy the title of the research article provided, wage rate in the United Kingdom, till this is the title. Phillips AW is the author's name, the economist was here. Now just go to the Google Scholar, open it, copy the title that I copied, just paste the title. Now look, AW Phillips, I think it is giving us same article. Now just you can do a site, Endnote, it will download a tab, go to the download tab, 91 I guess, 91, opened. Now you can just cite in the word that we did in the previous stages. So that's all guys. So it really is that simple. So once you get the hang of importing references and inserting them into the Word, writing research paper becomes 10 times less stressful. So if this video helped you take control of your references, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out. Drop a comment below if you can, if you ran into any issues, or if you want a deeper dive into advanced features like importing PDFs directly or changing styles. Just tune in. And sorry for my English. Thanks for watching. Good luck with your research, and I'll see you in the next video.